All right, we're back for another week. The Poor Sports Seattle Comedians Roundtable, all white dudes. That's the rule.
But we are poor and we like sports.
That's true.
The intro music sounds like a Bad Bunny song. Are you trying to get us in the mood for halftime?
You have this written down as a topic. Great spot to start because you have a note on there. Corey, did you happen to check the notes?
Did someone who? Or yeah, I wrote that note. Who did?
Oh, you wrote that note. Okay.
Yeah,
I also
Corey's.
I thought that was
Corey always wants to talk about Latino women and
I mean, Salma Hayek. Look, I probably know a Bad Bunny song, but I don't know a Bad Bunny song. Is that, you know?
Yeah, this is how I feel about Chapel Roan, where I was like, they were like, you definitely know a song, and I was like, I thought her name was Chappelle until recently,
Yeah.
So no, I don't. And then they'd be like, this is our song, and I was like, oh yeah, I do know that song. I've heard that song.
Yeah.
This was one of my moments where I decided to just delete dating apps. I was on a date with this girl who lied about her age. She was still, you know, above island age or whatever, but she was like in her 20s. And we were out at this bar and she was annoying all night. And she kept being like, do you know what this song is? And I was like, no idea. She's like, how do you not know Chapel Roan? And I was like, I'm 40. And then there was like a gay couple at the table next to us. She's like, can you believe that he doesn't know? And they looked at her and they go, you're overbearing and you're annoying to him.
Wow.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, these guys, crazy, you know.
And now he's in a throuple with those dudes. Those guys sound awesome. Yeah, I mean, the Bad Bunny thing's so funny to me because first off, like, you think it's like a disrespect. There's like corgi races and shit going on during half. Like there's been alternate entertainment. Go watch that. Yeah. I mean, by the way, go make a Turning Point. Who gives a shit? Like, go let Kid Rock do it. They're like, oh, like anybody that's mad on either side of that is like, shut up, just watch a different thing.
Yeah. Well, it's wild to be like they've gone woke. The NFL has gone woke, and I mean, basically all they did was put some things in the end zone. Like that's kind of it, and racism is so woke. Like, I guess they out themselves they kind of out themselves by being like, that's woke and wrong. And you're like, wait, what? And they're like, oh, well, you know,
love everybody. I'm tired of this bullshit.
Well, and then, they're political and I'm
free
like,
puppies. Oh, switch the halftime show.
Well, yeah, it's there. We stand for it's so political now. Well, we stand for the national anthem forever. We've had military flyovers. We have a whole week or a month. Is it a month or a week that's military month with gear and a whole website? And then they go, that's not political. And you're like, no. That's like the most political.
They wear camo uniforms and
most
jackets.
Money of our, politics is mostly focused on the military stuff. Anyway, but yeah.
By the way, here's what I say. I think we make a personalized, we make like 15 halftime shows. Don't make it a political thing. Don't make it a defiance. Just make it like, because those guys don't make any money anyway. Like, yeah, dude, let's just have Bob Dylan playing acoustic guitar for someone's halftime show and have
Casey McClain. You should go live on YouTube.
Go do
during
stand-up
the halftime show.
Yeah,
and
we should have
do
a live
15-minute set.
Yeah, I get bombed for 15 minutes at halftime.
People also can't understand what you say, so it's like the same kind of performance.
Like, we wish this guy would go electric too. Chair in this case, but
the joke has been done multiple times, but they're mad they can't understand something, but they're gonna go watch Kid Rock do ba with a ba to bang to bang diddy diddy.
Okay, if you were at a Super Bowl party and they changed it from Bad Bunny to Turning Point USA, what would you spend the second half in the car? Would you leave the party? Would you start a fight?
I would up jump the boogie is what I would do.
Yeah. Well, I would need to see. I want to see the actual. That's what I want to see. So I'd have to find a way to go. They have another TV in the house somewhere, so I'd be watching it on that TV. And
Pull out your
and
phone.
I talk shit to them the whole second half. I don't know. I guess I'd. It's I don't know. Yeah, do your thing, but it's embarrassing to care that much. I think that's. But then I care enough to want to watch it, so I don't know. Maybe that's.
So the last time the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl, I went to a bar and we just like rented out the back room and watched it. My friend at the end of the game, when Malcolm Butler catches it, I've told this story on a bunch of podcasts, but he threw a pint glass at the wall. Another friend of mine hawked a loogie on the TV. It was like a big emotional moment. The year before that, we were actually at Swanee's above Comedy Underground. We was like, by the way, last resort place. I watched it on a little tiny screen in a tiny booth up there with like a couple that my wife and I didn't even know. It's like really cool, a really cool communal experience. Swanee's was packed. I ordered a burrito. It showed up in the third quarter with like 100% rice and then like a small line of beef in it because they were just like overrun. They were not set up to have that place be packed. This year is going to be very different because it's just going to be like my family at my house. And so if we turn on the Turning Point,
throwing a loogie on the screen and throwing a water bottle across the room, it's the same. It's the same environment as a loud bar with drunks, but
same action, just less velocity on the throw and spit. No, but if I might put on Turning Point just to get some peace and quiet in my house, like I might just have somebody pay attention for a moment, just to be like, they're like, oh, who's that long-haired man?
I watched the Denver beatdown at Kane Holloway and Kelsey Cook's apartment.
Oh wow!
And Kane was a big Denver Broncos fan, so it was. And I was dating Christina at the time, and we went over there. What's that?
Aguilera.
Yes.
I don't know Christina, so
that's all right. And
let's get her on the podcast.
Fair enough. It was a bunch of people.
She's Idaho, so this Turning Point USA stuff will really be right up her alley.
We went out after. He was sad, and yeah, it was a whole thing. So
that same night that my friend threw that pint glass, the game ends at whatever, like 7:00. I think I had taken the next day off because I had remembered the previous year how like not even just like I didn't even drink that much. It's just like you're so drained emotionally. So I was like, I'll take the next day off. It'll be like, and I'm glad I had it off because I was drained emotionally. But I went back to that bar at like 9:00, and my friend is still just like tears running down his face in the same room. Or very cool bar, by the way, to not kick him out immediately. But yeah, he was like, he just stayed there till close, just like sad the whole time.
Wow. Oh yeah. By the way, it should be a national holiday the day after the Super Bowl, but also don't make it political.
It should be. I think voting and the day that you vote and the Super Bowl should both be, as long as you want the team that I want to win in both cases.
Federal holiday. Yeah, exactly.
So are you guys going to anything this year? I said that I've got my boring family party.
Just home for me, and this year I'll be fine if it doesn't go how I want it to go. But I have a tough time being around folks who talk a lot about the game and don't know a lot about the game. So I might have mentioned it last week, but the buddy that we normally go to, he's like, "Oh, we're actually going to a Hooters themed Super Bowl party," and I was like, sounds nice, but
they're not going to be watching Turning Point USA over there, are they?
They might. So yeah.
In 2026, how dare you? Oh.
So just home with some family. Yeah.
I'll be in Vegas. I am not sure. I was going to see if Cory had any hookups at the Peppermint Rhino. I think they're throwing a big party.
It's Spearmint Rhino and Peppermint Hippo. You got.
Oh, there you go. I was trying to avoid the copyright strike, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just seeing if you knew the difference. Actually, I was trying to out you as a sexual predator, but you knock on the door every neighborhood you move into, so they're aware.
You can go to Chamomile Donkey. It's like it's different experience, but yeah, I got funny.
Yeah, I do think it's tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I just stay home and watch with the old lady, or it might be fun to go to like a big sports book and watch people freak out and just try to get just try to be there for some kind of
something
story that some guy throws a beer at the TV. I don't know, whatever. But I need some more excitement. So, but then you look at we're hosting this party. It's $150 for a chair. And then you're like, all right, am I like Casey meeting random strangers next to me that are like, I also don't have friends or plans to go to. And we just watch the Seahawks score 40 points. That's cool. But yeah.
So I think it is annoying. I've threatened my family every year that I'm going to get a second TV in the garage so that, because here's what happens. My mom comes over.
Your wife's like, get a second bed out there while you're at it.
My mom comes over. Everyone gets along at my house too well. Like, I wish there was a little bit of animosity so they'd shut up and not talk to each other, but they start talking about stuff that has nothing to do with football, and I just keep turning the volume up to the point that I'm causing hearing damage to my children. And I'm like, at some point, I'm just going to put a TV in the garage for the people who actually want to watch the game, because it's so frustrating to be. But yeah, I mean, I'm confined to boring home parties until my kids are of drinking age, and then we'll paint the town red.
So
how old are your kids?
6 and 2. I got a little ways to go.
Just a couple more years.
Just 4 more Seahawks Super Bowls in the meantime.
Fun. Well, I just it's gonna be a bunch of fire. There's always fireworks in our hood, so we got to get the cat ready for that. Drug it up.
You and the cat take the same drugs.
One for me,
one for you. I put mine in cheese. What do you do?
Fun.
Are you a big Bad Bunny fan, Casey? Is this your first exposure to this much swag?
Certainly my first exposure to this much swag. I will say that I am not familiar with Bad Bunny's catalog to the point that there's so many of these new guys like Da Baby, Lil Baby, Bad Bunny that I'm like, how did rap names used to be like tough sounding, and now they're like it's like Smooth Butt Cheeks is the name of I don't get the. Also, for Bad Bunny to have a name in English and then all of his music is in Spanish is odd, but I don't care that all of his music's in Spanish.
What should his singer name be? Margarita Jones, or like?
Yeah.
It was about an hour and a half into Happy Gilmore 2 until I realized that's what I was watching was Bad Bunny. So I don't.
Wait, who was Bad Bunny in Happy Gilmore 2?
Oh, he's the caddy.
Oh, yeah. See, that's a Chapel Roan thing where I'm like, I don't. None of this means anything to me.
Maybe I'm wrong. I better look this up, but I'm pretty sure.
Comedian Mike Hansen has an early prediction. He's beating us to the predictions.
Oh. He didn't say which way though, did he?
He did not. He might have been talking about his a new hairstyle.
He's just trolling me.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, but I don't have a problem with. Here's what I realized a couple years ago when they put Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and Eminem on the halftime show. That was like a farewell to me and my music taste being relevant. It was like one final nod, and then we're gonna go with younger shit from now on. Don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it. I'm not mad at Bad Bunny. I'm not mad about Bad Bunny at all, and it's certainly not because he only sings in Spanish. I would not have probably watched the halftime show regardless of who it was, but it is does make me feel old when I'm like, oh, this person who I can't name a single song of theirs is the guy. I feel like my parents.
Well, we react to that like mature adults, and and just go, oh well, we're old. We're the same age as old people now, I guess. So that's fine.
I mean, the Rolling Stones, should they do it again? They're about to be in wheelchairs. They're literally going to be the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Wheels.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I thought Bad Bunny was a goth Playboy model. All right.
Mike Hansen trying to put jokes into the chat.
At least someone's trying.
Bad Bunny, whatever. I don't have fun. And do you guys watch commercials? Do you mute them? Do you watch them? Do you?
For the Super Bowl, I might unmute. Yeah, but generally a muter.
Commercial in 10 years, probably, but.
I will watch like a YouTube compilation the day after, but I'm
they're already coming out now.
Right, that's odd.
It's like Black Friday is now Tuesday or whatever. So
inflation,
tariffs.
Are you guys bettors? You gonna place bets?
I had a bet at the beginning of the postseason. I think I put a bet about week 15 that the Seahawks were going to win the Super Bowl. So I have like pretty good odds. I think it's like even then it was, I don't know, 12-1 or something like that. So I stand to win like $100 if they make it. I'll bet anybody. Like if I know our friends that are Patriots fans are all these like principled gamblers all of a sudden. Like I don't gamble on my team actually. So I actually never have gambled on my team. Well, for some reason, they have mid-Atlantic accents, too, from Jay Hollingsworth. I'm talking to you, speaking of. Yeah, I mean, I'll gamble with anyone that wants to gamble with me. I have a almost unlimited budget on what I would bet on this team, not to spoil my prediction later, but I think it's good money to put money on the Seahawks. Do you guys have any bets?
Squares. I do the squares, and that's fun. And but that's not in person because we don't have enough people at the party to do it in person. So it has to be virtual with other people elsewhere. So
you got some squares I can buy? You need me to buy some squares, Cory? I'm itching.
All right.
I'm itching to gamble.
Well, what are the best money on numbers on squares? Right? What are 0, 1, 3, 4, 7?
I mean, I would imagine 3 isn't even in that. It's probably 1, 0, 1, 4, 7. And 3 is probably in the next
3,
tier.
13, because it's at the end of each quarter, So
is this pi? What's going on over here?
Do you not know the squares? I guess Andrew's never had a real job where he
oh yeah,
camaraderie with his coworkers.
Sorry, I didn't work at an auto body shop for 3 years before.
You're not going to be able to get to 9 in the first quarter. Probably. Yeah. 8's probably not happening in the first quarter. 6 could. 5 isn't happening in the first quarter. 4 isn't happening in the first quarter. Maybe 4 could happen in the first quarter. 3 could happen in the first quarter.
I imagine your worst ones are like 2, 5, and 9. I would guess probably 2 and 5 are the worst, and then 9's next. Yep. I've never won any one of those. I worked in a box factory for 10 years. We did them every year. I bought multiple squares, never won one goddamn time.
I worked at a box factory after I got divorced. All right.
Set him up, knock him down.
Not a very productive employee is what I heard.
Here's my Super Bowl bet strategy. So I'm looking at the MVP bets because someone has to win MVP. It's going to be a quarterback or a wide receiver generally.
Yeah.
But if you take $20 and put it on DeMarcus Lawrence, you can win $2,000.
Yeah.
If you take 20 and put it on AJ Barner, $2,500. Ernest Jones, $2,500. Reek Woolen, comeback story of the year, $20 into $4,500. So
what about,
take $20, spread it out across 10 or 15 different little squares. And if somehow some crazy game like Malcolm Smith or some, crazy interceptions or because they want to do the storyline. If something like that hits, boom, you're a millionaire. And you can pay Casey to film a half-price comedy special for you.
Now, wait. Now, what? Now, you're going to hedge your bet, though, and just bet on both quarterbacks?
Well, that's the interesting idea. So now it's like, how far do you take it, right? Because the Sam Darnold...
Was he 2, 3, 4 to 1?
I just want to say this before we get further into this. If anyone out here is listening to Andrew for gambling advice, please fucking don't. Like the guy can't do math. Like let him talk, but please don't take this as any advice. I can't take the liability anymore.
On the election.
DraftKings should sponsor me. Honestly.
By the way, I cannot believe I forgot that you revealed last week that you lost money gambling on the election. What a fucking time to be alive.
Yeah, well, $10,000 seemed like a good idea. Listen to my great Super Bowl odds, okay? Because
all right.
they're eating the dogs, and then you're like, oh, people will surely vote for that guy. This seems.
There's no way. So
the problem is, if you'd have to bet $1,000 on Sam Darnold to win like $1,000. So you could bet $1,000 on JSN and turn that into $5,000. But I think the Super Bowl MVP props are where it's at because it has to happen. Darnold is like, what are they, plus 115?
Oh.
Yeah, so that means you got to bet $115 to win 100.
Right.
So it's not even 1-to-1. Like you're not even getting your money back completely.
I thought maybe he was like 2-to-1 or something, and you could like hedge. You can't really hedge. Yeah. Well, all right.
Well, it turns out the Vegas sportsbooks know how to make money. They know how to take in money in a way that.
Yeah. But Nick Emanwari just sprained his ankle. If he gets he's a guy that's capable of a sack, a fumble, a pick.
Yeah.
You know.
I will say on that front, I was listening to Brock and Salk today, and they had Kobe Bryant on, and they asked him, they were like, "How's Nick doing?" They're like, "Oh, he's fine. He'll be all right." And I think I saw another thing that was like kind of downplaying whatever injury worries that people had. So I know there's some Cam Chancellor flashbacks that people are having.
Yeah.
That it doesn't sound like it's going to be.
It's already been announced as like a low ankle sprain.
Sure.
He's playing. He did media right before this, and also the Twitter doctors were up all night tweeting, trying to get their clout off. So I was a little worried, but I'm sure the drugs they have in the NFL are, second to Cory's pill closet. But
I can't come out of that closet, but yeah, great. All right.
I did like Mike McDonald's presser because he rarely gives any emotion or but he did give some little slip where he's got this tell that he's done a couple times where he goes, right where we want to be. Guy injured 3 days before Super Bowl, right where we want to be. And you're like, oh, that's his little like, fuck, why is this happening right
now? That's funny. Poker face.
Yeah.
I did that after my divorce too.
I was going to say, I thought you needed pills for that. So Emanwari got hurt in what, game 1, week 1?
Yes.
And that was like obviously one of the games the Seahawks lose. And
but we won all 3 games that he missed after that as well. So
right. But the defense is certainly, I think, turned a corner, maybe not specifically because he turned a corner, but I'm sure it didn't hurt to have a guy who's all over the field and plays almost all the downs. Yeah. Hold on. I got to put, Mike Hansen says, remember when Casey told me he really didn't want to draft Nick? Here's what I said. I didn't want to draft Nick Emanwari in the first round, and they didn't draft him in the first round. That's I didn't want him with that first pick. I also, by the way, I will say I was not thrilled about them taking a guard that high, and Gray Zabel's been incredible. So I've been wrong about draft picks before. I also thought Aaron Curry was going to be great. So who am I to I'm like Andrew's level of expertise, you know?
What's your prediction on the election coming up?
We had an election coming up. That's how you feel about the draft?
I just got a ballot in the mail yesterday. I don't even know what it's for. I'm like, what? It's February.
That's actually jury summons.
My wife told me that I have to vote yes on the teacher thing because she's a teacher.
Right, always just always vote yes on the teacher stuff.
Is this lowering the age of consent for students, or what is the teacher thing?
No, Cory's not a teacher anymore.
Yeah.
I did see a article. Somebody got busted recently, even though the student was 18, because you have to wait 90 days after graduation. Is that a rule?
I
that
don't know.
Cory's familiar
I
with.
don't know. I didn't Google that. I don't look it up. I've never asked. I never know.
All I know is it's blocked by the school computers.
In Washington State, my understanding was that it's not illegal if they're 18, but you'll for sure lose your job. So I don't know. I don't know how many days or how many. I
Why
waited.
Cory has that understanding, we'll leave to the imagination, but
let's just say he's no longer employed by Everett Public Schools.
I'll tell you what, though, they're very bad at. So when I went back to substitute,
Bad teacher.
I went back to substitute teach. I actually signed up substitute teach in Tacoma, thinking like if I do a Thursday show, I'll sub on a Friday, stay the night, sub on a Friday, kind of work out. I never end up subbing any days down there. It didn't work out, but I did have to go to their HR meeting in advance. And even in, let's see, this is 2016, their training level for harassment or for poor behavior by a teacher was basically ultimately like, isn't that gross? Why would anybody do that? Anyway, and you're like, what? What are you talking about? And then they would tell a story about, and then literally she told a story about like some band teacher at some school down in Tacoma that got fired, and he was well liked and loved, but he misbehaved and they fired. I don't know the details, but and they all went, "Ew, weird. Oh God, who would ever?" Anyway, don't do that because it's gross, guys. And you're like, that's not gonna work. I was looking around the room at like these 22, 23, 24-year-old teachers, and I could see their faces like, could you give us some like tips on how to avoid even awkwardness? I mean, social media, like all this, like nothing. And then
This
she
is the same as their sex ed program. Like, hey, just don't do it.
Oh,
all right,
ew.
see you later. You know,
No,
can you at least show me the banana?
She then did an act out of like how like touching students, like what's appropriate in the classroom. You know, like is a hand on a shoulder appropriate? Where do you stand? Side hug, high five, like all those things. And she used me as an example of the wrong way to do it. I felt it was so uncomfortable. Like she harassed me to show them how to not harass students. I was like, this is not great. Very uncomfortable. Anyway, bad training is what they were doing back then, at least. So hopefully they've gotten better.
Can we talk about a couple more Seahawks things before we move on to either Cory in a litigation situation or so two things, dealer's choice on which one we go after first. Clint Kubiak is rumored to, it seems like all but certain to have accepted the Raiders job that he'll take after the Seahawks hopefully win the Super Bowl. And then the Seahawks are also reportedly for sale or will go. I think that the way that the rumors went is they will go up for sale after the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks said, we are not for sale, which is a slightly different thing that they're denying. Yeah. So that I think that they just want to not have the distraction of the impending sale. I guess let's talk about that real quick because this feels like it's some big monumental thing. It's always been part of Paul Allen's trust that his sister was going to have to sell the team and donate the proceeds to charity. This isn't new. From my perspective, there's a little bit of PTSD. The idea, the whole time we were growing up, it was like teams would sell and the rumor would be that the team was going to leave. Ken Behring wanted to take the Seahawks away. The Mariners almost left. The Sonics eventually did leave. So there is some PTSD about that, but I think that the Seahawks are the only team with like tradition and institution in the city. I don't think there's any threat of that, but I will feel a lot happier if it's someone with legit Seattle ties that buys them.
Yeah, you'd like to think that they would, Mark Cuban was the only one to vote against the sale of the Sonics, and I don't know why. I mean, who knows? I don't know why it was or they thought it was in the best interests to sell to someone who had just watched Oklahoma City house the New Orleans Hornets at the time Were they the Hornets or the Pelicans? Anyway,
They were still. Oh, you're right. I think they were the Pelicans.
Anyway, and watched his city love them and saw dollar signs, and then let's sell. And so nobody voted. So you'd like to think people go, no, like you don't. No, you're not selling it to that, But that would be crazy. I mean, I didn't even. I mean, what cities are looking for a team? I don't even know. I haven't even thought about that.
I mean, I'm sure every major city that's got the ability to build a stadium, I don't think there's any realistic shot that they get moved. But I think that we've been very lucky to have Paul Allen and then Jody Allen, like people who were dedicated to, especially Paul Allen, dedicated to making a Super Bowl contending team, dedicated to making Seattle a place where players wanted to come play.
Yeah.
I would like to see that same enthusiasm. Mark Cuban's a great example. Like if you're a fan of a team, you want a Mark Cuban type owner. That's the kind of guy you want. You don't want whatever the dude is. It the dude that owns the Cleveland Browns? Is it Jimmy Haslam? Like you don't want that. You don't want Paul Brown, the guy that owns the Cincinnati Bengals, which they should switch teams, right? Like the Browns should be owned by Paul Brown, and they're both in Ohio. They're like a couple miles apart from each other. But you
Browns
don't
want orange for some reason.
Yeah, it's no good. Everything about that you don't want, but you don't want like the Mariners' standoffish ownership group either. I think the Mariners are less cheap than they're blamed for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're cheap in the way that the Bengals are cheap or cheap in the way that the Browns are cheap. But you'd rather have a Mark Cuban for sure than one of those other. That's what you want, is an owner who's maniacally dedicated to winning a championship.
Yeah.
So you want Jeff Bezos to buy the Seahawks?
I want a guy who's so dedicated to a thing that he purchases.
He's done at the Washington Post that you're a big fan of, and you see all these reporters
do anything to hurt the product.
Getting laid off in the middle of a war zone in Ukraine or Cleveland. Just these bombed out, depressing cities and just leaving reporters to die.
No, I'm actually, in light of recent news, I'm reviving the Bill Gates Please Buy Our Franchise movement.
At least he'll,
Our local billionaires are having some problems.
At least his medicine cabinet's better than Cory's, Golly.
I mean, I certainly think there's going to be no matter who buys it, you're going to socialist Andrew Rivers that's going to.
I just need to borrow $7 billion. That's it.
You're going to have to deal with a billionaire being in charge of one of your favorite institutions. I wouldn't be against Bezos. What I think would be interesting about Bezos is if he was somehow able to acquire, because I think the Mariners will eventually be for sale. Maybe not as soon as we all want, but eventually. That they don't seem super interested in maxing out the success of that franchise, and why they wouldn't sell, I don't know. And if a Sonics team was going to come back, having a billion, having him own all three teams plus a part of the Kraken would be. I mean, maybe Andrew's
which stadium would you hide your secret lair under?
Well, I think that the
would a rocket look cooler coming out of Climate Pledge if the roof opened up, or if because Lumen Field's already open,
That's true. I think Safeco. It's got you have a whole opening sequence before.
What if we carved his face into the side of Mount Rainier?
Ooh,
and
Mount Trump.
I think that the Climate Pledge is at higher elevation, so there's probably more room under the ground for a layer before you hit the water table. So
Queen Anne Hill,
yeah, dig deep into Queen Anne Hill. Do you have any? Is there any? I mean, it seems like the everyone's mentioned Bezos because he's got Seattle ties, but
could Jody find a way to rebuy? Could she sell the team and then sell it to a company that she owns? I
think she could buy it from the trust. I do think that's theoretically possible, but I don't know what.
She seems very interested.
Well, I'd be stoked about that. She's been obviously a good steward for the team since Paul Allen died.
Paul Allen died?
You didn't hear about that? You weren't invited? You didn't get a notice of the will?
He landed on the moon.
No, actually, we didn't. That's the new news.
Have you heard Jeffrey Epstein died?
No, not Uncle Jeffrey.
Kubiak, huh?
We're not going to say who we want to own the team? It was just Jody Allen and...
I don't know who's available. Like, who's available? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Mark Cuban, like, there's been rumors about Mark Cuban being potentially involved in a Seattle ownership group. That would be exciting.
That'd be amazing. Well, he wouldn't move it to Dallas, so that's good. And what is he? He's still part owner of that, but not involved at all. Right? Like very small.
I think he would. I think he could potentially become an owner of what would be the Sonics, and in that case, he would have to like sell off his shares of the Mavericks. You can't own.
Yeah.
You can't own two teams.
I would love him. I like him. I think he's great.
Yeah. All right, Clint Kubiak. We'll move on from. We're done talking about billionaires.
I want Kubiak to buy it. That's what I wasn't trying to Andrew just needs to bet $500 million on Tariq Woolen to be the MVP of the Super Bowl, and then he could buy it.
That's true.
Let me look up how much money.
Ethan Benson said, "Are they letting Woolen play?" And
jeez, overreaction Thursday.
and then Brad B 93. So good rhyming on that. Do the Seahawks live in the Amazon? Not bad.
Okay, a little double entendre, something there.
Yeah, we're getting the Amazon, both the website and the jungle forest.
I guess
rainforest. So Clint Kubiak's going to take the Raiders' job. The Raiders can't stop taking probably overrated elements of the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Clint Kubiak's had a very good year. I actually, a friend of mine was Dan Vian's friend of the podcast, former guest of the podcast, has talked about how he thinks that he's not going to be a great motivator. I try not to like delve into sports psychology very much, but that gave me a lot of security throughout the season that we'd at least get to see year 2 of Clint Kubiak in Seattle, and it looks like that won't be the case. But this is also like, people are like, oh, it's JSN's 4th offensive coordinator in 4 years. And it's like, yeah, welcome to the NFL. Like when Ben Johnson didn't take the job and went into his 3rd year in Detroit, he was the sole 3rd-year offensive coordinator in football. They either get fired or they take head coaching jobs.
And then, I mean, speaking of him, that's what I mean. Obviously, that's the worst case scenario. I mean, not Detroit. Detroit was just so up and down this year on their offense. On the offensive side, it was insane. Like they would go for 50 and then go for 11 again, whatever. But yeah, that's the concern with whoever we do get. That's why maybe an internal candidate isn't so bad. But
the one thing I'll say about I thought that I was excited about Ryan Grubb. The thing about Clint Kubiak that's interesting is he's like a Shanahan guy, and Shanahan is and McVay come from the OG Shanahan, the Mike Shanahan coaching tree.
Yeah.
And those guys are everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to announce my lock of the week for 2027 Super Bowl MVP, Geno Smith. Okay. He's going to have this baller coordinator. They got Ashton Genty. They get rid of the old guy. They got the young, fresh guy. Tom Brady's giving him some tips. And, I think we see a worst to first turnaround for the Raiders.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's exciting stuff.
Tom Brady's going to come back and play quarterback. That's my prediction.
I did see him say, he's like, I could come back right now and play. Like,
oh God,
I would. You know what? After seeing Phillip Rivers come back, I would love to see Tom Brady come back.
He must have been like, I'm not going to be.
The Bills almost offered Phillip Rivers a coaching job.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There's our new OC, Phillip Rivers.
Do you think they'll keep Geno next year, or do you think they're done with Geno and they get rid of him and kind of start fresh?
I think the contract lets him get out of it. I mean, he played so badly this year, and he's not going to have familiarity with Kubiak. I don't see any reason to keep him.
You think the Seahawks talk shit to him, be like, look, when you take that Vegas job, do not just get rid of this quarterback. He's a
Maybe they'll see if they can get another third-round pick for Geno Smith. No,
no one would do that.
No, obviously not.
I would trade a third-round pick for like a Pro Bowl quarterback, like Shedeur Sanders or something like that. You know?
I mean, they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza. I do think that the way the NFL is moving, they're going to probably – I could see them keeping Geno and letting Fernando Mendoza sit for a year, but he makes so much money that if you're just going to have like a waste year and they have the rollover salary cap, like don't pay your quarterback $40 million if you're just going to cut him, if you know you're going to cut him after a bad season.
Yeah.
When Shedeur goes to the Hall of Fame, what team jersey do you think he'll
like a Rockaware maybe? I don't know.
But would just Prime have their own
Prime. the Prime, the Jake Paul energy drink, that's what he's gonna wear, is the Prime.
He's gonna play his whole career in Cleveland, but he'll go in with a Cincinnati Bengals jersey.
Isn't he already in as a Colorado Buffalo in the NFL Hall of Fame as a
Oh
Colorado
yeah, that
Buffalo?
was the big controversy, yeah.
Okay, so the option, Jake Peetz and Justin Outen are the two internal candidates. Jake Peetz is the QB coach, and then Outen is, I don't know, some other offensive coach. And then the other guy that's getting a lot of play is Arthur Smith, who was a coach for the Falcons, and then he was the Pittsburgh OC, and he was the Seahawks really badly wanted to bring him in to be their offensive coordinator before Clint Kubiak came available, and he just got swooped up before they could hire Mike McDonald and kind of get through all the process. So that's, to me, like if you were going odds-on favorite, I'd probably say Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith has not signed his contract at Ohio State. He's the offensive coordinator at Ohio State, and he has not yet signed it. Or even if he has, there's typically he's not unaware that he could be coveted as an offensive coordinator somewhere in the NFL. So I think there's probably an opportunity for him to leave. Arthur Smith is a name that I think people are going to hate the way that I thought Clint Kubiak was one of the most boring names out there. Like, I was not excited when they hired Clint Kubiak, and he turned out to be the Seahawks had great results with him.
Yeah. Just an old white guy is what I'd prefer.
I was gonna say Cory is gonna dress up in blackface just to be one of the two token interviews. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a picture of. Don't look up anything about Arthur Smith.
Cory in blackface?
No, that's my wall background. What are you talking about? I'm gonna pull up a picture of Arthur Smith, and I want you to tell me how old you think he is.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do this.
This is good. I like it.
Let's...
Well, yeah, so he's probably younger than me. I called him an old white guy, and he's.
Hold on. Let's see if I can do this easily. Can you guys see Arthur Smith?
Yeah, he's got
zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in.
Hold
on.
Got the big old stash, and oh yeah, he's younger than me, for sure. Wow, he does.
Well,
he looks
judging by the hairline, yeah,
he looks older than me, right? Come on, but he is younger than me, isn't he?
I had a moment with Arthur Smith where I was like, he's got to be like 60, 61. Yeah. He's 43.
He's 44.
Oh wow. Okay. I wouldn't. Yeah.
I would certainly sleep with Cory before Arthur Smith. Is the point?
Thank you.
You're more accessible to me, but
yeah, it'd be easier.
Yeah, get that pill closet.
All right, he's not that old. I don't know. There's quarterbacks older than him, so he hasn't signed. Now wait, he was. I'm a little behind. He was Ohio State's coordinator last year as well.
He was Pittsburgh's.
You knew that
coordinator last year, and then he agreed to take the job at Ohio State, but has yet to sign the contract.
I see. So one of the things about this is it's really bad in college sports, but I don't understand why they don't just give it a minute to I don't know. College,
I think you have no time.
Especially college, like wait till the championship game is played, and then people are Ole Miss. Kiffin's leaving, and then they're playing without their head coach. It's just like, why?
Well, yeah, he didn't even wait for the playoff. Like he didn't even coach the playoff. Yeah.
Didn't even make
and then Michigan coach didn't even finish his season for whatever reason.
He did finish it.
Yeah, just give these guys a break. I relate to this.
He finished it with a bang of sorts.
Yeah. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Arthur Smith, sure. I don't know. Is Pittsburgh's offense? I don't know. That's not promising.
Yeah.
I think you just need a professional offense. You just need a league average offense with good players to become above average offense. Like, I don't think any of the stuff Seahawks are doing are incredible design wise. I mean, obviously they are, but you just get some exceptional blue chip talent that can, the NFL, their whole job, they say, is like, my job is to get you a one-on-one matchup. Your job is to win it. You know what I mean? So, give me boring white guy for 500, Alex, and just get these baller pieces in the right spot and let them do what they do.
I'll throw a couple more names at you this is where you get into like my nerdiness. There's a guy named Grant Yadinsky who was, he coaches in Jacksonville, does not call plays. But he was with Minnesota last year, a guy that was kind of in the running for the Seahawks offensive coordinator job.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Mike Kafka was also in the running, and the Giants promoted him from like offensive assistant to offensive coordinator to make it so that he wasn't allowed to interview for the Seahawks job. He took a job somewhere, but I don't think it's a coordinator job. Yeah, so there's a bunch of these guys, the boring white guys. There's the boring West Coast offense, white guys, like play action, under center offense, zone blocking, run game, like that type of guy. There's a lot of them out there. That is the one thing I will say. Like having a super unique offensive coordinator like Ben Johnson, really hard to replace that guy. Detroit really struggled.
Yeah.
The guy that I wanted was Mike McDaniel, the guy that ends up going to maybe just to get Dan Soder out here more, and to also have Dan Soder, who's a San Francisco 49ers fan, have to watch his best friend coach in Seattle. That would have been fun. But he ended up, like you said, Corey, he got a job very early in the process, OC for the Chargers. But there's a ton of those disciples out there, so I'm with you.
I love disciples. That's triggering, actually.
I love disciples.
Christianity days, the disciples.
Okay, well then, last thing we're going to talk about, or maybe not the last thing, but the Mariners made a trade.
Mm-hmm.
They traded. So, tell me what you feel, if you have feelings about these players or prospects, because this is a level of nerdiness that I have that not a lot of people do. Some call it a spectrum disorder. I don't say that, but the Mariners traded for Brendan Donovan, who's an infielder, outfielder, utility man, which is kind of disparaging compared to his actual talents. That played for the Cardinals. High on base, high contact, low strikeout rate guy. Plays second base, third base, left field, right field.
280 consistently.
Yeah, 360 on base. Not a lot of power, but 360 on base. Probably slots in as your leadoff hitter. And if all things go well, he slots in as your third baseman to start the year. And then as Colt Emerson comes up and hopefully Cole Young is successful, he starts to move around a little more and becomes like a guy who moves around a little bit more.
Right.
So
that's as far as my knowledge goes right there.
So that's great. That's exactly what the Mariners needed. There was another guy that played for the Twins and Cubs last year named Willie Castro that I liked a little bit more. Better defensive player. Had played 500 or more innings at shortstop, second base, third base, left field, right field, and center field in his 6-year career, all at league average defense. Donovan's not as good of a defender, better hitter. All that being said, what they gave up was I'm gonna go from like sexiest to least sexy to sexiest prospect.
Okay.
Ty
Looks
Pete
or talent.
Ty Pete might be on the inverse side of that scale. Ty Pete mean anything to you?
Nope, don't know him. All right, sorry. I'm gonna not one of the top 100 if I remember correctly though.
He's not one of the top 100. He was like a compensatory first round pick, I think, a couple years ago. But okay, he actually played, I believe, his whole 2025 in Everett, right next door. Yeah, right next door to you, Corey.
Yeah. Oh, I saw him play
a bunch of times. You loved him.
Season ticket holder.
Next least sexy is probably Ben Williamson.
Okay.
Played third base at the major league level.
Yeah.
Didn't hit.
Yeah.
Reputation as one of the best defensive players in the minor leagues. You got nothing?
Okay.
This means nothing to either of you.
This means a lot to me. I mean, it just hurts when you trade a 25-year-old third baseman with a bad swing and you get back a consistent infielder. It's just like a lot to give up.
Hold on. Orangelo St. J, do you know who that is?
Is this the dual threat guy?
Switch pitcher, first round pick, top 100 prospect, throws mid 90s from the left side, high 90s from the right side, was having a pretty good minor league career to this point. And then they also gave up a comp B pick, so a compensatory pick in round B. So like I think it's like the 68th pick or something like that in the draft.
Okay.
All for a guy. So I'll tell you my problem with it. You say this thing about Brendan Donovan's a bad defender. That's the problem. And the Mariners last year had the league's third best offense and like the league's 25th best defense. Their defense is terrible. And it just got a little bit worse getting Brendan Donovan and replacing Ben Williamson.
You're right. Should have started Ben Williamson to begin the year. We can always rely on 60 home run seasons from your catcher. I mean, that's just, you should count that as guaranteed every year. In fact, I just put a bet on it with FanDuel, but
I'm shocked that Geno Smith left us for the Reds. Am I not up to speed on? All right. Yeah. Well, Emerson and Young. I mean, how do they defend? I don't know. I'm not aware.
So, Emerson, when he was like drafted, defense didn't seem good, and most people thought he was going to have to move off a shortstop. And then in the last couple of years, the scouting reports are that he's gotten a lot better, and that he probably can stick a shortstop for a little while. That's the real problem the Mariners have. Their biggest problem isn't really third base. It's the J.P. Crawford is like the second worst. Over the last 3 years combined, he's like the second worst defensive shortstop in all of baseball. And it's he's only signed for one more year. I think it's going to be hard in the clubhouse. As I just said, I don't get into the amateur psychology shit, but like that's a clubhouse that's been prone to be a little bit touchy with guys. Paul Sewald, when they got rid of Paul Sewald, when they got rid of Geno the first time, when they sent Geno Smith to Las Vegas the first time, Julio Rodriguez couldn't handle it. But when they got rid of Geno the first
Corey
time,
was crying on the couch for hours.
Arthur Smith and Geno Smith brothers.
Yeah, you don't see the resemblance.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Geno's the brother.
Am I allowed to say that? Anyway, yeah, so you have a little bit of a problem with it because of the defensive side of the ball. So, yeah.
So Willie Castro, the guy that I like from the Twins, was like roughly as good of a player as Brendan Donovan. He signed, I think it was 2 years, $14 million deal with the Colorado Rockies, which is about what Donovan's going to make in Seattle. So you could have gotten a guy who's a better defender, still a pretty good hitter. Donovan's left-handed, can't handle left-handed pitching. He hits really bad against left-handed pitching. Lineup is super left-handed, especially the infield is super left-handed. Castro was a switch hitter that had like even platoon splits. I thought he was a better option. If he didn't want to sign here, he didn't want to sign here. Like we don't know anything about that. So he might not have wanted to sign here. You probably also would have had to pay more for him because if he's trying to create a platform season for his next year of free agency, You're not going to want to do that in Seattle. The Colorado's a great place to go.
That's why Gino went to Cincinnati.
Sure.
It's like a 1-year deal in the smallest park in America. Like, cool, I'll just hit 50 home runs again and then convince someone to trade and sign me.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be Seattle because I hit 140 in T-Mobile Park.
Well, shit. I don't know. It's so tough because, we don't go get anybody and we don't make moves. And then you do. And it's like, well.
Yeah. Well, and also they do this thing that I think this is a big misconception. Sorry, I'm hogging this, but
no, you know more for sure.
There's a big misconception to me. People go, oh, they traded for like Luis Castillo, who I like Luis Castillo, but they're like, well, then you traded for him. You have to sign him to an extension. So not only do you get the privilege of giving up a bunch of prospects for a guy, you also pay him at market value. Like you don't get a discount on that. So it's like he actually costs more than if you acquired him in free agency. There's like free agency's a dirty word for this front office for some reason, but like at least you don't have to go give up a bunch of prospects. And I'm not saying don't trade those guys ever, but like not for a guy, Brendan Donovan's like fine. He's like a league average player.
Yeah.
We should do Super Bowl predictions before we go, by the way.
Yes. Turning Point USA will get more viewership than Bad Bunny.
Where's that bet?
Somebody will report it. I guarantee that.
I got Seahawks 27-17, and that I will get the number 7 in the squares and clean up.
Cory stops doing the podcast because it's been so lucrative to this point he couldn't live without it, and then he makes his $3,000 on the squares and Boy, this is a tough one for me because all the analysts are saying that they're like, I can't imagine. I think Joel Klatt said like, I can't imagine the Seahawks not winning this game, and that such a mismatch. Such a mismatch talent-wise, or at least, overall organization-wise right now. But I'm like, I've never been in a position as a Seattle sports fan where that's like worked out, where they're like, oh, we have the better team. We definitely will win the game. So I'm gonna say that they win, but it's gonna be like 31-27. That might be the same score I predicted for the NFC Championship game also. Yeah.
Close.
How do you envision just give me a prediction where they lose? Like, what's a game script?
What would cause them to lose?
Like, if Sam Darnold, if the interior line can't, this is Anthony Bradford's game to lose. You know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah.
Like if he turns into a turnstile.
Well, they run all over us. I think they run all over us. And May runs the ball. They run all over us. That would be the. I mean,
we haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 23 weeks or something like that.
I'm going to take a deep breath and read this chat. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh,
Patriots Seahawks comment. By the way, if this has a bunch of racial slurs in it, I'm sorry. Regardless. Patriots Seahawks common opponent analysis conversation with Gemini.
First of all, I'm an Aries, so this is offensive.
So I'd like to take all the teams that the Patriots played, the played teams that the Seattle Seahawks played, and see where those matchup bases are. Blah 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 blah. So we can see how. Is he going to give us the answer to this, or am I? So we can see how close.
Ellipsy does.
Yeah, are you going to give us more Nate Robbins? We'll read it if you get it in quick because we're about to be done. Or if you did actually have more here, then we can't see it all. So you wrote too much. Anyway, I think that you're absolutely right about Anthony Bradford. I also think like if Sam Bradford. If Sam Darnold turns the ball over a bunch, then that's I think, and that's like not.
I think we could see this as like a Houston game where we have 3 turnovers and we still kick the shit out of them.
It's possible. I don't have the confidence to.
Yeah.
Nate Robbins says it there. Well, it ain't showing up on the screen there, Nate.
It doesn't.
You filled half the screen with it, and we didn't get it. So if you want to just put the part that Gemini said
after 14 after 14-3, if you repost that, we'll see it as a comment.
Okay, so hold on. So basically, it comes down to they were both 6-1 against similar opponents. We beat the Steelers. They lost to the Steelers early in the season. We lost to the Bucks. They beat the Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks came into town and beat the.
I think the Seahawks, the Mariners should trade for Giannis.
He's a good defender. Mariners.
True. Anthony Davis just got traded. They could have used him.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean turnovers. They run the. I mean, I know we haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher, but they have two. They got Ramondre Stevenson is solid, and the rookie is amazing and came on strong.
Is it Trayvon Henderson?
Trayvon Henderson. And so yeah, I mean, and Drake May can run the ball, so that would be the scenario where we could lose, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think that the
score prediction.
I think like 28-15.
Okay.
15. What do you got? 5 field goals? What the fuck?
He's got 5 in the squares, so he's.
You sound like my wife.
I think AJ Barner 2 touchdowns. 1 via tush push. Okay. And he's our Super Bowl
46-1 odds.
I love it.
I like how Andrew's so easily corrupted that his horrible bet is has defined his entire prediction.
Well, Andrew thinks that they're gonna. Well, I'm trying to get to the. He thinks they're gonna score a touchdown and then go for 2 on their second touchdown late in the game. It sounds like to get to 15.
Mike Hansen says 31-6. Shaheed opening kick return. I mean, what a fun game that would be if Shaheed became the Percy Harvin of 2026.
One team is looking for a new offensive coordinator. One team is keeping all their coaches. Let's just put it that way, okay? Maybe it's Maybelline. Well, maybe it's Josh crack cocaine. If you think the Patriots stand a goddamn chance against the Seahawks.
I hope this gets popular enough that if they lose, somebody clips that and ruins your life with it. But I mean, I will say that their offensive coordinator is Josh McDaniels, so he's more videographer than coordinator at this point, I think.
He's been fired from more jobs than Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowl quarterback, has touchdowns. So,
okay, all right. Where are you guys going to be in the Northwest coming up?
Oh, Edom Claw this Saturday. Everett on Valentine's Day. Bremerton in March.
February 21st, Renton IKEA Center, Performing Arts Center.
I just thought it was IKEA for a second. That would have made me
Yeah. I'll be eating Swedish meatballs in the going, fuck your couch. That's what the Seahawks are doing to the 49ers. We're in their house, just stomping our feet on their home.
Roger Lazola put on his story, never forget, and then the interception. I'm like, oh, that is reaching for something to anyway.
I just ran into him at Tacoma last night, and he was going, what are you gonna do? And I'm like,
Speaking of Tacoma, I will be at Tacoma Comedy Club opening for Nick Thune, Seattle native comedian on February 16th. Helium Portland with Gabe Rutledge on February 24th. And then Washougal. I'm back in Washougal, Washington at Smead's Pub on March 12th. And then Woodinville, Washington. Shit, I'm all over. And then
guess who's opening for Chris Kattan at Tacoma Comedy Club, March 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Ooh, the great Chris Kattan.
I'll be doing 40 minutes in the middle and selling $2,000 worth of T-shirts.
I love it.
And I'll manage to be jealous.
Ask Nick Thune if he comes back to Seattle for Thanksgiving for me.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Corey's looking for a Thanksgiving table, a meal to just hang out
looking
with.
for a new family.
All right.
We could get him 2 nights at work, so maybe I'll come see. Is it a Monday night that he does?
It is a Monday night, yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Sunday.
What date is that? Maybe I'll
February
come down.
16th.
February.
Yeah, Sunday 16th. He's doing Emerald City, I think, right? Yeah.
He's doing.
Yep.
He's doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Nate Robbins to close out says, number 20 Valentine's Day. Comedy shows are always a hoot. I mean, take your woman to a comedy show so the people can make fun of her. What better time? Man, Nate, we got to get you like Chat GPT to put this into correct grammar, but I like you, Nate. You're a good man. Some of the
Corey
stuff
doesn't do crowd work, so it's fine.
All right. Bye, everybody. Go Seahawks.
Woo!